TFA fam, what is up? Here on to week 16, and it is Christmas Eve. So hope everybody is having a good day and ready to enjoy some more football after the 3 games we've already had. Surprising, absolute domination of the Bengals yesterday by the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mason Rudolph. Super frustrating for people who has George Pickens, because a lot of people probably didn't play him because George Pickens has done absolutely nothing, and I'm one of them. So I feel the pain of not having 35 points from George Pickens in your lineup.
Yep. I started Isaiah Likely over George Pickens in one of my dynasty leagues, so hopefully that one doesn't come back to bite me in the ass.
That's exactly how I feel. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And I have like some receivers. Like, what the most frustrating thing is, I think I would have played him had I known Michael Pittman was going to be ruled out.
Yeah.
And I didn't obviously know that because Friday he was cleared, he was good to go, he was traveling with the team, cool. Nope. And then we get the news after that game started that Michael Pittman is now ruled out. So that was great. So I'm like sitting there just watching it. First play, boom, 86-yard touchdown. I'm like, and then he just keeps going, and I'm like, oh, all right,
okay.
This is how this week's going to go for me, I guess. But anyways, we're not here about me. So here to help everybody else. And so Harold, first one in here. Aaron Jones, Gus Edwards, Monty need 2 in a standard. Thanks.
Oh. Out of this group, I'm going to lock in Aaron Jones just because I feel the best about the amount of touches that he will get out of the group. Theoretically, on paper, has the best matchup, although that could be pushed against for sure. Man, and I think I'm going to go Monty.
That's what I would go to. Gus Edwards doesn't feel great, especially against the 49ers, and as well as he feels way more game script dependent. And so,
yeah, we've seen that.
Yeah, I don't love Monty today either, but I don't really love playing Gus Edwards in this situation. So, yeah. I mean, I feel much better about Monty's situation being able to, find end zone opportunities than Gus Edwards does. So, yeah, especially at a standard, I would go Monty and Aaron Jones.
Good luck.
No, I will say it does sound like A.J. Dillon is going to play with his a broken thumb, fractured thumb, whatever that he has. Seems kind of suboptimal as a running back, but we'll see. But Chris, Flacco, Murray, or Geno?
I lean Murray here. This is closer than it should be. I do like Flacco today. I do like Geno today, but I think with the rushing floor that you get with Murray, I mean, definitely has the worst matchup of the group, but I do think with his rushing floor and Trey McBride doing Trey McBride things, I lean Murray here.
Yeah, the one thing I'll say is with the Titans today, like legitimately half their defense is out. Their entire starting secondary is out. Both safeties and both starting corners are out. And Jeffrey Simmons was placed on IR, so he is out.
Oh.
So all of those guys are out. The only thing that worries me though with this is with that is the fact that Seattle tends to play slow, and so does Tennessee. So it's kind of a gross situation there in terms of that, but there really should be no problem for them to be able to throw the ball against them. But I also don't really worry too much. I think this could be much more of a Kenneth Walker game, who I really like. So I think I would go Murray here too. I think I agree. But I've never seen a team's entire secondary all be out in one game. That's wild. EC pick 2: Roshan, Parker Washington, Noah Brown, or Justice Hill. A couple notes here. Nico Collins is expected to play today. He's back, and there was just a report about 30 minutes ago I saw that said he will have no limitations whatsoever. He is ready to go. And then Roshan could be Roshan week. Deonta Foreman ruled out.
Okay, I didn't see that he was officially ruled out yet, but I saw he was unlikely to go with whatever personal is going on with him. So definitely going Roshan, and then I'm going to go. I wish Jamal Agnew wasn't back. It would make me feel better about Parker Washington.
I'm gonna go Noah Brown. I'm gonna go Noah Brown and Roshan. I actually like Parker Washington, even with them. I mean, Zay Jones is out, so he likely sees a bump. I mean, Jamal Agnew is more of a um, kind of a gadget guy, so I do think Parker Washington is somebody that I'm playing in DFS today. But I like Noah Brown here in the spot too. So,
I think that's where I'm going to go as well.
and a weird stat for the Browns is at home they
On the
only
road,
allow. Yeah, well, at home, they only allow like 16, 17 uh, points per game to wide receivers. On the road, though, they allow 40 PPR points per game to wide receivers. So,
yeah.
anyways, but yeah, I would go Roshan and Noah Brown. Eric Pittman is out. Yep, I hate to see it. Should I flex Ridley, high targets, or yeah? This is 100% Ridley. With Trevor Lawrence now looking like he's going to play, which I don't know how many lives this guy has. I mean, this is like the third time this year that he was expected to probably be out, and then he doesn't end up being out. So
Yeah.
yeah, with Trevor Lawrence, fantastic matchup against the Bucks today. I think this game has the potential to be the highest scoring game on the entire weekend, and so I do like Ridley here in a spot, especially without Zay Jones. I know there's some worry because how he was utilized before, when Zay Jones was out, that he basically was running go routes. But without Zay Jones or Christian Kirk, I don't see that happening.
Yeah. And the matchup is far better for Ridley. I know it's been disappointing. He's been up and down, but can't really ask for a better matchup. This game in general looks like it could be a good one for fantasy purposes.
Yeah. And then Jacob got a few more, four more options for my Superflex spot: Keenum, Tannehill, or Trevor Simeon.
I'm
You
gonna
know who
go
I actually,
Case.
like from this group is Trevor Simeon. It's just the matchup against the Commanders. I mean,
Yeah.
their secondary has been so bad um, this year. They've just been exposed every single game. They allow the most points per game to wide receivers. Trevor Siemian is not like a complete dumpster, fire. He's not a trash can like like Tim Boyle or somebody like that. They would have put back here. Like he can at least be a competent quarterback, and so I kind of like Trevor Siemian, here in the spot. So I think I would go Siemian. I mean, Keenum worries me because like last week, like I know they won, but like he had like I don't know if anybody like you watched that game. There was like 4 or 5 passes that should have been intercepted that the defender dropped. So like it really worries me with Keenum. That's the only thing that would worry me with him. But Simeon, I just think is in a little bit better spot.
Jacob, if it helps you out, Simeon would be my second choice over Tannehill, if that helps.
Yeah. And then Noel, Drake London, and Romeo Dodd, full PPR. The one thing we are waiting on, I have not seen yet, is Jaden Reed. If there's been a definitive, if he's going to play or not yet. The last time I
I'll look.
looked, there was no word on Jaden Reed.
I'll
Um,
look here.
So that's frustrating because I think that really changes the complexion of that. But what I will say is the Panthers have been phenomenal against the pass. They're allowing only like 100. It's like 170 passing yards per game um, right now, and so I think I would still go Drake London and what should be a kind of another game that could go a little bit over that I think people think on this total. And then you're talking about also Taylor Heineke at quarterback, who tends to lock on to the number one. I mean, we remember last year with with Terry McLaurin, just would get peppered with targets. I think that could be the same thing today for Drake London. So I do like Drake London here.
Yeah, I'm still not seeing anything for Jaden Reed. But I would go London here.
Lucius won 3 championships with you guys' help. Let's see if we can hit 4. Let's keep it
Let's
rolling.
do it.
We're a
Let's do
dynasty
it.
now.
All right.
Swift, Henry, Raishi Rice. This is Raishi Rice for me.
Rishi Rice.
And then one tight end, Goddard, Komet, playing a bit from behind.
I think I would take the swing with Komet over Goddard here. I think Goddard is safer, but if you're playing a bit from behind, if you need, assuming this is the same team, I think Raishi Rice has a ceiling in this game, and I would also go with Komet. I like this spot for Justin Fields and the entire Bears offense. I think with Goddard, obviously the worry here is that Philly finally gets their head out of their ass offensively. They go up by a decent amount, and they just kind of run the rock. And Boston Scott scores his annual 2 touchdowns against the Giants. So with that in mind, I would go Komet over Goddard here.
Yeah, I think I would too. It's a really good matchup. Love this game environment here between these two teams with the Cardinals and Bears. And so I think I would as well. Sitting Goddard worries me, but yeah, I just think if that's good to go. Now I would have said Goddard had Devonta Smith been ruled out, but it looks like Devonta Smith is going
Yeah.
to play, so it kind of just changes things a little bit there. And so yeah, I think I go Komet as well. It is tough, but good luck. Let's get that 4th championship. I think you're in a pretty good spot. Raishi Rice. Note with the Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to be without Sky Moore, who's on IR, McCole Hardman, who's on IR, Kadarius Toney's ruled out, McKinnon's ruled out. So Rice, could see a massive amount of targets in this game too. So yeah, I think Rice is a tremendous play this week.
Got to jump down to the bottom here. I know we're going out of order, but a friendly face.
NFL Robbie.
Jobby referees.
Who is that? Who's NFL Robbie? And why is this? And why is this Avi NFL fantasy of all things?
doesn't want to put the Cowboy star out there anymore.
It's rough. Really. We'll see. Well, hopefully they can actually get a win today on the road. QB is tough this week. Pick 2: Flacco, Trevor Lawrence, Gino, Russ. This is Trevor Lawrence.
I'm gonna go Trevor Lawrence and Gino.
Yeah,
I do like Flacco, but T-Law and Gino. Love you, Jobby. Miss you, buddy.
Yeah. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas out there in Lawrence. Noel, which Cardinals wide receiver is the best option? Dortch, Moore, Wilson. Would you play any over Jacoby or OBJ?
I would not.
I don't know if OBJ is going to play. I know he's on the questionable side of if he was going to play. I don't know. But last I saw with him that he was questionable to play. If I was going to play a Cardinals wide receiver, though, it probably would be Michael Wilson.
Trying to look to see if there's been any updates on Odell. Okay, he's been full. It was just an illness anyway. He's been full practice all week.
Okay, all right, then yeah, I would probably leave it that way.
Yeah, I would. It's just really hard to trust any of those receiving options right now. we thought we were getting Rondell Moore. He was a little bit more downfield. He did have that first game back with Kyler, I believe, had that long catch. Finally had an A dot, but they're kind of using him close to the line of scrimmage again. Wilson just doesn't seem to be a rapport there. And if one of those guys were out, then we obviously go Greg Dortch. But with Moore and Wilson playing, I'm going to keep Jacoby and OBJ.
Yeah, we really haven't seen Kyler Murray really look to target his wide receivers very much. I think only 44% he's targeted his wide receivers, which is 31st in the league right now. Obviously, it's been Trey McBride show, which everybody has Trey McBride. Let's keep that going there, Kyler. We have no problem with that. We can keep doing that. We can keep targeting him at a rate of 30%. He is like a wide receiver one right now with as much targets
Yeah.
volume he's seeing. So don't change, Kyler. Let's just keep it going. And then as well, Wicks, Jacoby, OBJ, half point PPR. If Jaden Reed gets ruled out, I think I would go Wicks. But
I'm going
right
to go
now,
Odell here, no
yeah,
matter what. It's not a great matchup for Wicks.
yeah. Raylan, happy football Sunday. Happy football Sunday to you, Raylan, and as well as Merry Christmas. Michael Brown, who do I start at flex? Ridley, Godwin, McLaurin, Achan, Monty, or Nico. My starting wide receivers are Adams and Waddle. My starting running backs are Bijan and Brees, PPR.
Mm-mm-mm.
That's tough because I really like Achan and I really like Ridley. You know who really worries me the most out of this is actually Jalen Waddle. It's a really bad schematic matchup this week for Jalen Waddle. But I still don't think I could. You'd have to have some heavy cojones to bench. To bench
Yeah,
Jalen Waddle for Ridley or Achan. But
yeah. I think what I would do here is I would flex Ridley, and then I would play Achan over Bijan.
I'm not. I can't. Bijan. I love Bijan this week. I've actually moved him all the way up to running back 5.
I love Bijan, and I hate Arthur Smith. So,
Oh, I definitely hate Arthur Smith, but yeah. Um,
but if I'm not making any moves, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Ridley.
yeah, I would go. I would just go Ridley here. Um, yeah, it does worry me. I do really like HN, but I'm not sitting him either Bijan or Brees in the spot. Raylan, Ayuk or Henry? This is Ayuk.
Yep.
Jets D or Bears D? This is Jets D.
Jets.
Drew Taylor, good morning. So made decision to start Jonathan Taylor and Brees over Swift Chuba. Good decision. I still need a flex DK Chuba Swift and still like Jets defense over Packers and Browns. Yes.
Gonna go DK, but I do like Chuba today.
Mm. I'm gonna go DK. Damn it. Because I really like Chuba too. Really like Chuba, but
Yeah.
I'm not sitting JT or Brees.
Brees has grown on me. I made a couple DFS lineups right before we hopped on, and I got Brees in one of them.
Yeah, he's in a good spot.
Good spot, good price.
I'm gonna go DK. Damn it. Really like Chuba. But like I've said, I mean the Titans are missing so many pieces of their secondary. We know, I mean, Like Chuba doesn't have like in my mind like a huge ceiling or anything like that. Like I think he can get you 16 to 20, 20 being on the high end, but DK we know he has a 30 plus point upside. Like I mean, he's shown it a couple weeks ago, and so with all of their pieces that are out, I think I'm gonna go DK here.
Yep.
Josh, full PPR, one running back, one flex, already up a lot, so just need guaranteed floor. Bijan, Walker, Metcalf, Singletary, and Likely. So at running back, I'm going to go with Bijan.
Yep.
And then in the flex, I'm going to go with Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, I guess if you need a guaranteed floor, I would go Walker. I still like Metcalf over Walker just in general. Obviously, the injuries you were talking about, Kev, certainly help, but Walker is also banged up. Obviously, he's going to play. We don't have to worry about that. But with as much run as Charbonnet, he's been mixing in enough that if they're up, I could see Charbonnet getting some extra touches. But I think if we just need guaranteed floor, I would go Walker.
Mark, Merry Christmas Eve, everyone. Merry Christmas Eve to everybody else. Full PPR start 2, ETN, Brees, and Achan. This is going to be the last two. It's going to be Brees and Achan for me.
Yeah. With you.
Ghost. Sup, fellas? Sup, Ghost? PPR flex. Who do I play? Javante, Ty Chandler, Demario Douglas, Noah Brown, Parker Washington. This is going to be Ty Chandler for me.
Ty Chandler, but I feel like I'm lower on him than consensus just because of the matchup. But I mean, it's hard to fade a 90% opportunity share.
Yeah, Alexander Madison is supposed to play, but it sounds like he's still banged up, and they've already said that he is going to be the feature running back, as he should be. So, yes, I'm going to go with Ty Chandler here. Fear the Beard. Start Ridley or Reed/Wicks. This is going to be Ridley.
Ridley.
And just pray to the fantasy gods.
Yep.
Because he's been super frustrating, but matchup, everything else, there's no reason Calvin Ridley shouldn't see 10 plus targets. Let me put it that way.
Correct.
Pick a running back, a wide receiver, and a tight end, and a flex. So ETN, Bijan, running backs there. No,
Bijan.
so Bijan, wide receiver is going to be Mike Evans.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go with McBride.
Oh. I know McBride's been fantastic. I'm still going to lean him, but this is really close for me. I just feel like that Chicago has the linebackers and the safeties to limit McBride. He's still going to get peppered with targets. I'm not worried about that. But I also don't think this is necessarily like an explosion game for McBride either.
So last week was a really tough, I thought that too. But last week against the 49ers are really good against tight ends, and he absolutely destroyed them. So, he's shown right now to be matchup proof.
Yeah.
And so that's just why I'm not sitting Trey McBride. Now I actually think you could play both of them if you want to go McBride and Laporta. Like these two are like the poster child to be able to do that. But it's tough to sit Brandon Ayuk as well. So here's why. Now this isn't end all be all or anything like that, but something that I do try to look at is the Ravens play man coverage at the 11th highest rate in the league, and Brandon Ayuk is the definitive man beater for the 49ers. He sees a 29% target share against man coverage, and Deebo Samuel only sees a 14% target share against man. So Brandon Ayuk this should be a really strong spot here. He's also third in the league with a 3.96 fantasy points per route run against man coverage as well, which is third highest in the league. So I mean, he's been really good. 0.81 fantasy points per route run as well, which is fourth among all wide receivers or against man. So he's in a really good spot. I know a lot of people love Deebo Samuel this week, but this isn't the best Deebo Samuel spot. Not saying he can't get there because obviously they don't play 100% man, but still, it is something to keep in mind with this spot. I think I'm going to go Ayuk, and mainly because, which is a very similar argument, but the Lions spread the ball around a lot, and so I think I'm just going to go with Ayuk.
I'm gonna go Laporta, but Ayuk is right there with me. I do like Ayuk a lot this week. I just think with the amount that the Vikings blitz, they're gonna have to get that ball out of Goff's hands quickly if they want to do anything offensively. So I lean Laporta getting some of those touches. I think it's going to be condensed to Gibbs, Laporta, and Amon-Ra with as much as Minnesota blitzes.
Yeah, I mean, I Sam Laporta is top 4 tight end for me this week, so I have no pushback against Sam Laporta. It's just I just like Ayuk.
Yeah.
Can Chargers or we don't have to worry about the Chargers there, Ken. They played last night, but it'd be the Broncos.
Yeah, Ken, let us know if there's another like if that was a typo.
Yeah, and which regardless, even if they hadn't played already, this still would be the Broncos.
Right.
Though I will say that was a pretty close game. They almost got the old Bills and almost knocked them off with Easton Stick.
Yep.
And I was he played pretty well actually. Like I was a little surprised with how well he played last night. A couple of mistakes, but overall, I mean, it's considering they didn't have Keenan Allen, they're out there with Josh Palmer and Quentin Johnson and Gerald Everett as his weapons, and he still played pretty well. So,
Yeah.
not a bad showing from him, especially against the Bills team. So, still need a kicker. It's between Dustin Hopkins, Moody, or Matt Gay. Let's go to the kicker rankings that have been updated a little bit.
Who is in there as well, if that matters. So it's Hopkins, Moody, Gay, Koo. Young Lay.
This is how I have it. I have Matt Gay at 5, which worries me because he's been struggling a little bit lately, but still, I just like the spot indoors. So I have Matt Gay, then Jake Moody is 7, and then I have Hopkins at 10, and then I have Koo at 12. So all of them are top 12 kickers, but I have Matt Gay at 5 above all of them.
There you have it.
And then Chris, flex Javante, Godwin, or Chandler.
I really don't want to chase the points here, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go Chris Godwin. I just like the matchup is the best here for Godwin versus the other two. And like if Baker can finally like level out the targets and they're like if it's basically just been one guy, right? Like look, I think Evans scored a touchdown last week, maybe he didn't. So he kind of got there for fantasy purposes. But if he could just level this out, like he could absolutely support two top 24, top 20 wide receivers. But the issue has been it's either been all Evans or all Godwin. But I think in this matchup, the Jags are absolute dog shit against the pass. They've been okay. They've been up and down against the run. Like Rashad White's still going to get his, but I'm going to go Godwin here.
This is tough because there's a case to be made for all three. Javante does his best games have come whenever they are the favorites, and they should be. Hunter Henry was ruled out. No Juju Smith-Schuster either for the Patriots. Like they're going to have nobody really, and so like I mean, this should be a Javante Williams game where he sees 25 touches. I know the Patriots have been good against the run, but it still should be a game where he still sees a lot of work and should be able to find the end zone. So I'm a little bit higher on Javante. I don't think he's like a smash spot by any means, but I just think he's still a decent RB2 this week. Godwin, there's definitely a case. Everything you laid out is 100% true. And then Chandler, I really like as well, but the matchup isn't great, though the Lions have struggled in terms of just allowing touchdowns to running backs, but in terms of just everything else, they've been much better at. So I'm gonna go with Chandler, but if you want to go Godwin, the argument is definitely there. The matchup is definitely there, so I don't mind that call either.
Apologies for missing this, Ashton, and again, fantastic Abby here. thoroughly enjoy that one. We need to start one in the flex here for Ashton, Brees, Godwin, or London.
Is easily Brees for me.
Oh, I think Brees is the safest. Really like Godwin this week. London would certainly be last out of this group.
All right, just so we know, I just got the update. Jaden Reed is out.
I'll go Brees here with you just so we have some consensus. But Godwin is right there for me. Really close. I'm gonna have to start a rewatch of Arrested Development.
Yeah,
So good.
this is Brees for me. But let's see, where were we at? Right here. Ken PPR half point per carry, pick two. DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, Jacoby Myers, McLaurin, Chris Rodriguez.
It's gonna be Hopkins and Ridley for me.
Yeah, but man, I low key like Chris, kind of like Chris Rodriguez this week. Last week he saw 10 carries, and that was kind of a game script that got out of hand, and so they had to play catch up. He's not really going to utilize in the passing game, but if this game can stay close, Chris Rodriguez could see 15, 16 carries today. But I'm not willing to bet this. So with the options you have here, so I would just go DeAndre Hopkins and Ridley. It really worries me with Tannehill because last time we saw Tannehill, he looked like dog shit. Really honestly, but regardless, I still think you go Hopkins and Ridley here over the other options you have. So EC Eric DST Cleveland or Seattle.
Uh,
I'm gonna go with Cleveland.
I'm gonna go Cleveland. I know we were talking, or you were talking about their home road splits, but we're still talking about Case Keenum. So I go Cleveland.
Hate to see it for Jaden Reed too. By the way, it just makes me sad. He's been phenomenal this year, but Dontavian Wicks to the rescue. Hopefully, Carlin Kramer, Downs, Garrett Wilson, Gus Edwards, Nico. Pick two. I'm gonna go with Garrett Wilson, and I'm swinging for the fences. I'm gonna go Josh Downs. I like Nico Collins, but this injury still worries me a little bit. If there's any sort of concern, anything, possible re-injury, whatever, the matchup isn't the greatest either in terms of just how they play. But like we've said, on the road, Browns have not been nearly as good at stopping opposing wide receivers. But it's just really Case Keenum and more worries me. If this was CJ Stroud, this would be a different conversation. But with Case Keenum, I'm just not going to trust it. Garrett Wilson is somebody that we know is going to see a lot of targets. And then Josh Downs without Michael Pittman. And the way you beat the Falcons is through the slot. And so I think Josh Downs could easily get there. So I think it's Downs and Garrett Wilson for me.
I'm with you.
Thanks for the insight on Ridley.
We just got that one, didn't we?
We did. We got it. Michael Brown, Kyler, Love, Flacco, or Mullins. I'm gonna go Kyler. Mello, Ty Chandler, or Chris Godwin. So we will be split on this. Well, maybe it's not PPR, it's a little different, but I'm still gonna go Ty Chandler.
I'm gonna go Godwin.
So no, it doesn't change anything. We're the same. Chris, Merry Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve to you, Chris. I need help with a flex. I started Higgins instead of Waddle. Nice. That worked out. It was epic, but I do flex King Henry, Waddle, Ty Chandler, or Achan. This is going to be a Achan or Waddle question here.
Correct. That's where I'm at too.
I'm gonna go Achan here. what worries me with Tua is he has really struggled against pressure. Offensive linemen are out, and the one thing that we know that the Cowboys can do is get pressure quickly. On him. And so I think you can see a little bit more Achan, some dump off, stuff like that. He's utilized a little more in the passing game. He's obviously the more explosive one. You also have Raheem Mostert who's been dealing with injuries. So I think it's possible you see maybe a little less Raheem Mostert than you would typically see. I see he's still going to be utilized at the goal line, all that stuff. But I'm going to go with Achan and just take a swing here on that. Waddle probably feels like the safer option. You could do that. I
Yeah,
don't mind it at all. But Achan, I just really like the spot.
I'm with you. I have the same feelings. Kind of Waddle, probably safer. But I lean Achan here.
Ashton again, start one running back to flex. Singletary, Spears, Downs, Myers. So the running back's going to be Devin Singletary for me. And then the two flex is going to be Downs and Jacoby Myers.
Yep. Gonna set Spears.
Guess I could have just said that. Xenon. Happy to get to see Xenon in here. Happy
Yep.
Christmas Eve. Happy Christmas Eve to you, Xenon. Dylan, better kicker start this week. Aubrey versus Dolphins or Santos versus the Cardinals. This is going to be Aubrey for me.
Aubrey.
Scott, Murray, Minshew, Wilson, or Mullins. This is going to be Kyler Murray.
Yep.
I do like Mullins though. I think he's a kind of a sneaky start, but yeah, I'm going to go with Murray. Terry, put in reverse. Terry, Roshan, Chandler, or K9 with injuries, full PPR. I'm leaning Roshan due to the matchup.
Terry, if that's what your gut is telling you, I don't mind it. I think for me, this is between Roshan and Walker.
Yeah, I gotta go Kenneth Walker. I get it, the injury stuff. I like Roshan Johnson a lot now with this situation, but I'm not that concerned with Kenneth Walker. Like, if it's not like they don't have another option, right? Like, if he was that banged up and couldn't play, why not? What just sit him and play Zach Charbonnet? You know. So I think he's fine if he's out here playing. So I'm going to go with Kenneth Walker, who just sets up to be in a really good spot. The game script is 100% in their favor as well with everything. So I'm going to go Kenneth Walker, though. I totally agree. I really like Roshan Johnson. But like you said, a lot of times, if that's what your gut's telling you to do, I think it's always smart to listen to it because I can't tell you how many times that I've not listened to my gut and then tried to go a different direction and then just ended up kicking myself because I didn't listen to myself. So if that's how you feel, just go for it. Shoot your shot, Terry. Because it's not a bad matchup, but it's not a bad spot at
Right.
all for Roshan.
Right.
So
It's not like you're talking about, I'm feeling about Roshan, even though he's going up against an elite defense by any means. So, like I said, if that's what your gut's telling you, ride with it.
yeah. Xenon, Derrick Henry, Barkley, or Bijan pick two. I'm sitting Derrick Henry.
I'm going to say Barkley.
So I can't do that because I get it, with some of the situations here, but with Saquon, at least he's still utilizing the passing game, and Derrick Henry is not. And it's just not. I don't know. I'm not playing Derrick Henry. I'm sure this will be. He'll go out and rush for 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, and shove it right down my throat for not wanting to play Derrick Henry because that's how it seems to go this year. Seems to be hard to predict. I've never seemed to be on him on the right week, but I'm going to play Saquon and Bijan. Terry, Green Bay at Carolina or Chicago versus Arizona? I'm going to go Green Bay.
We got Chicago.
You know what defense that I do like this week that nobody's playing and I'm way ahead of consensus on? The Carolina Panthers. I really like this spot for the Carolina Panthers. Jordan Love has had has had turnover issues. We already know Carolina's pass defense has been phenomenal this year. Now they're missing no Deshaun Watson or Jaden Reed. Like, I really like Carolina's Panthers defense this week. They're kind of like the Bears for me last week when everybody was, that was the defense that no one was on whatsoever. that we recommended and scored like 15, 17, whatever it was last week. That's the Bears defense for me this week is the Panthers. I really like the Panthers this week.
I just wish they weren't min price on DK because I think that's where everyone's going to go.
Actually, right now, no. Right when I last looked at ownership, it was the Jets that had like 32%, which is gross if that's where it comes in
Okay,
at. Because the
all
Jets are
right.
$3,100. It doesn't really make that much sense to me as to be that high on the Jets, but
There
whatever.
was a lineup. There was a lineup where I did bump up to the Jets just because I had some extra, um, money and didn't know there wasn't really any other plays. But if that's going to be the case, I thought I was doing something a little contrarian by getting off of the Panthers. I might just bump down and go, go find somewhere to spend that money.
Yeah. It may change now that like a lot of these guys are ruled out, but we'll see. But because it doesn't make any sense, the Panther, I would have thought that'd have been the Panthers' ownership, but I don't really care at this point with defenses. If $2,400, that's the cheapest price, I'll just lock them in and get the savings from them. Who cares? Lucius, the question I asked previously was sitting one, Raishi, Rice, Swift, or Henry. Oh, hard to figure out.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, we were supposed to sit one.
yeah.
Sorry,
It says that right there, and I completely missed that too.
reading
I would sit.
comprehension's hard there for us, I guess. Lucius,
I'm
I'm gonna
saying
go.
Swift.
I'm gonna sit Derrick Henry.
The matchup for Henry doesn't scare me, and I don't think that Seattle jumps out to a 21-0 type of lead. Like I think they're going to keep it close enough that Henry is still going to get his touches.
Zedon, you're not gonna have to worry about this one. I'm sure you put this in there before the news came out, but
Yeah.
Jaden Reed is ruled out, and so it's gonna be Devonta, obviously. Chris, JT or Henry? This is 100% JT.
Yep.
Tim, Jets or Denver? I'm gonna go Denver here.
Going Jets.
I can't imagine a world where the Denver doesn't dominate this game. But you know what? A lot of people said that last night about the Chargers too. That there's no way the Chargers were going to be able to do anything against the Bills. The Bills were going to absolutely annihilate them. That's why I played a lot of Chargers because we're wrong about this stuff all the time. But regardless, I'm not playing this team without Hunter Henry and you know without Juju Smith-Schuster. I'm just without everybody. So yeah, I'm gonna go Denver, especially in Mile High. Love that. Chris, thank you guys. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Hopefully, you guys are having the best gifts this year.
Gave me.
Damn it!
Just
I butchered that.
just literally making up words.
Just adding in my own things. So, see, this is where I guess I need to slow down. Try to read too fast. Henry or Gibbs? This is Gibbs.
Gibbs.
Over on Twitch. Hey, Landy. Merry Christmas Eve, guys. 3 questions: Cooper or Ridley, Bijan
Ridley.
or Achan, and
Achane.
Njoku or Goddard. Thanks, guys.
Njoku.
Robot face, maybe? Is that a robot? That looks like a maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is going to be
Ridley, Achane, and Njoku for me.
This is going to be Njoku for sure. Mr. 29% target share the last 9 weeks. And then I'm going to go Bijan. And then I'm going to go with I'm going to go Calvin Ridley. God damn it. I do like Amari Cooper this week.
I did make a lineup with a Flacco double stack with Cooper and Njoku.
It's been working. 808, Mullins or Purdy? This is Purdy.
Purdy.
Scott, Flex Chandler, London, Noah Brown, or Demario Douglas. This is going to be Ty Chandler for me.
Yeah.
Xenon, McBride, or Njoku. Man.
I'm going Njoku here. I'm sure you're going to go McBride.
Xenon, can we start both?
Yeah.
This feels like a really good double tight end week. Okay. So if you can, Xenon, I would love to start both of these options. George, sit one, half point PPR. And this is a sit one between Roshan, Ty Chandler, and Devonta Smith. I'm going to reluctantly sit Devonta Smith. Though I do think Ty Chandler would be the second for me.
I'm going to sit Ty Chandler. It would be one of the running backs for me. Just because I can absolutely see a scenario where Khalil Herbert just comes out of nowhere and he ends up being the guy this week instead of Roshan. I've already mentioned Ty Chandler's matchup and just not being in favor of it. So Smitty would be the one I would not sit, but I'm going to sit Ty Chandler here.
Mark Spafford, hi guys. With the Chiefs 10-point favorites and McKinnon out, does CH have sleeper value? Would you play him over Gus Edwards at San Francisco?
Oh.
So,
man,
I don't think so. He's obviously going to see more touches because, and especially the game that he's coming off of. I definitely think that he's going to be involved, but it's still really hard to trust anything when it comes to running backs outside of, like, I know Isaiah Pacheco is going to be involved and he's going to probably see 15, 20 touches. And I think CEH could see like 10 touches here. But the problem is CH is not a good pass protector at all. And so, and he's probably not going to see the early down work. So it's going to be hard. Like he'll probably check in and get some series and stuff like that. But I don't. Like, he's not going to play like the McKinnon role or anything like that because he's just not, or he likely won't. I should say shouldn't. I mean, it's possibly he could, but he's just not very good at pass protection. And on third downs, it's like crucial for the Chiefs. And so I could see Isaiah Pacheco stepping up and getting more opportunities in that role. And that's the only thing that would worry me. Like, does he have sleeper value? Like, sure. Like, he could get there. I mean, he could score, 10, 12 points. And he's going to be utilized some in the passing game. So, I guess if it was a PPR, like, maybe you could. But, man, it worries me to sit Gus Edwards. Like, do you have any other options, Mark? Like, do you have any other, like anybody sitting out there on waivers or anything like that? Because, like, yeah, CH does have sleeper. Like, he definitely could be with McKinnon out. But I don't think it's really hard to trust.
Yeah, I'm probably still going to lean Gus Edwards, but I do think that there's certainly a range of outcomes where Clyde Edwards-Helaire outscores him. But I think for that to happen, you'd be talking about the Chiefs getting a big lead and then potentially removing some of the touches from Pacheco just because he is coming off that injury where he already injured the shoulder, right? And they kind of need him to be healthy down the stretch. With how the passing offense has been really inconsistent through this year. So I think that is the avenue to where he outscores him. But I think I would go Gus here. And just looking at who the 49ers have gone up against, obviously they have a really talented defense. They're stacked, they have depth. But I think some of this is kind of inflated. That's the only word I can think to come up with, just by their schedule. So week 1 was the Steelers, doesn't count. Week 2, Kyron Williams smacked him up for 25 half PPR points. Week 3 was the Giants without Barkley. Week 4 was the Cardinals. Week 5 was Dallas, which, I mean, their run offense hasn't gotten anything going. Week 6, Cleveland, you had Hunt and Ford both over double-digit points. So I think you can just poke some holes in who they have played. Like, it's not like they've faced a murderer's row of running backs. I mean, Rashad White, 14.8 half PPR points. James Conner got there last week. Amari DiMercado did. That was, a little fluky off that one big play, but they have given up some production to some running backs. So I think I'm going to go Gus Edwards here, but I get why you're asking the question. This is going to be Chandler for me, Xenon.
Yep, agreed. Michael, Merry Christmas. Thanks for all your advice. Thank you for joining us and asking questions.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't or would like to, we do have a free Discord right here. Ashley posted the link. It is absolutely free. All you gotta do is join, and then it is a very active community. A lot of questions, a lot of stuff going on there. So, if you want to do that, you're more than welcome to. We would appreciate it if you did. Noel, start one. Thielen, OBJ, Parker Washington, half point PPR. I'm gonna go with OBJ.
I lean Odell as well.
Achan or Chandler, half point PPR from George. This is going to be Achan.
Yep.
Porter, I wish everyone a Merry Christmas Eve. Enjoy yourself tonight and tomorrow, and let's win some fantasy playoff games. I am in the second round of my $1,200 payout with a $200 entry.
Well, if your mom paid that for you, you
Yeah.
better win some of that money back.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to moms paying $200 entry fees.
Heck yeah. Oh, Tim, we already answered this one over on Facebook.
Yep.
AP, what's up, guys? How are you doing, AP? Adam, PPR need one. Ridley, Wicks, Curtis Samuel, Noah Brown. This could be Ridley.
Yep. What could go wrong?
Yeah, I mean, just I need the most upside. I started Cup and Group A and 12 points combined. Just start 2 running backs, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex. So you're gonna go Henry. We're gonna go Pollard, and I had Pickens on the bench.
Ugh. I get it, but at the same time, like we had some comments in the Discord about Pickens sitting on the bench. You couldn't really, you know what I mean? Like that's
one
not
of
a
those more
situation. Third, yeah,
but like obviously nobody thought that was coming, right? He had done absolutely nothing.
Mason Rudolph, third string quarterback, nonetheless.
And you had all the stuff going on around him about possibly were they going to sit him or anything like this because of dysfunction there with him, all these different things. Like there's no way. I mean, nobody saw this coming, right? Most people, if they played him, it was out of desperation because they had no other choice. Like I said, process wise, it was smart to sit him. There was no sign that this was coming. Other than the only thing I would have said is the Bengals have not been a very good defense, and they have been a defense you can easily target, but still. Like most people would have thought it would have been, Deontay Johnson that would have been a good play, or Patty Fry that would have got there. Like George Pickens hasn't had. Now I'll say it's impressive that George Pickens, he has 1,000 yards receiving already this year, and people talk about him like he is just this like dumpster fire of a player. Which I mean, he's at 1,000 yards receiving this year, and we still have a couple weeks left, so I mean, he could end up being like a 1,200 yard receiver this year. That's usually not a sign of a bad player, but obviously they've just had just extremely bad quarterback play this year, and it's something you hope that they can fix because they have weapons. Like the Steelers' offense should be better than it is with Deontay and George Pickens and Patty Fry. Like this offense should be better than as bad as it's been this year. So, anyways, there's nothing you can do about that. It is frustrating. I bet, like I said, I'm there. So, anyways, the 2 running backs going to be Pollard and Chandler for me. Wide receiver, I'm going to go with Jalen Waddle. And at flex, I'm going to flex. Man. I'm going to go Jalen Waddle in the flex. Or Devonta Smith, sorry. I already said him. Yeah, Devonta Smith.
The only thing I'm changing is I'm going to set Chandler for Henry. I'm with you on the wide receiver in the flex, obviously, because Reed isn't an option.
Man, this flex spot is tough. I'm about to just flip a coin between Chuba and DK. Thanks for the advice. Wish me luck. Yeah.
Chuba's safer.
Yes, DK is more volatile, but I think he has a higher ceiling.
Yeah.
Packers or Broncos? This is Broncos.
Yep.
Justice Hill or DeAndre Swift. I have Hill playing on Monday night. 7:15. My guy that I am facing has Samara, Isaiah Likely, just those two. That isn't. I'm not worried about that part. I'm going to play DeAndre Swift.
I'm going to go Swift here.
Barber King, Monty, Hall, or Chandler. This is going to be Brees Hall.
Hall.
Only rewatched the first 2 to 3 seasons, though, of Arrested Development.
Yeah, it gets a little weak toward the end. Still really good.
Noel, still London over Dobbs. A little worried about Heineke. London didn't do too much when he played. Yeah, I'm still going to go London.
Yeah, Carolina's been good against the pass. I mean, if you're worried about Heineke, you should also be worried about Jordan Love as well. Just how up and down he has been. He's looked like a top 10 quarterback at times, and he's looked like a bottom 10 quarterback at times. So
Yeah. Cameron, Mahomes or Fields? Having trouble committing to Fields, even though projected for a monster day.
I'm going Fields.
I am too. I have Justin Fields as my QB2 this week. I have Mahomes at 5. So if you just feel though like Mahomes is due for that like Mahomes like monster game, but I'm not. Yeah, you got to go Fields because Fields is just in a tremendous spot.
Yeah.
Fields is also another note on Fields in this matchup. The Cardinals do not get pressure at all. They only blitz like 30% of the time. Fields has been phenomenal when kept clean, and
Yep.
so like it's just all sets up to be just have Justin Fields have a great game. But so I think I would go Fields here. It is tough though sitting Patrick Mahomes, but yes. LA PPR need 2 ETN Hall, Zeke, Gibbs, Aaron Jones. It's gonna be Gibbs and Brees Hall for me.
Yeah. Yep.
Possible. Looking to start 2 running backs, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex. Bijan, Pacheco, Chandler. So it's going to be Bijan and Pacheco for me.
Yep.
Wide receiver is going to be Amon-Ra, Amari, Lockett, OBJ, likely. So this is going to be Amon-Ra and
Yep.
Nico's in there as well. And it's going to be Amari Cooper.
Well, we only need 1 wide receiver. Are you flexing Cooper?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you.
Oh, never mind anyway. Someone just picked him up.
I wouldn't do Wicks over London.
Ray, full PPR, Chandler or Wicks? This is going to be Chandler for me.
Yep.
Zeke or Jacobs? Have we been given anything definitive that Josh Jacobs is going to play tomorrow? I
Not
know
definitive,
I
but
know
he came
earlier in the
back.
week. What's that?
I was going to say he came back as a limited participant, I'm pretty sure.
Yesterday, no, he was ruled out. He didn't practice. He practiced because they played Monday, they had another practice yesterday. He practiced on Friday in a limited. He did not practice at all yesterday. He was a DMP.
I'd probably just play it safe and go Zeke.
It really frustrates me too because I have Zamir White chilling on the bench, and I'm just like, if I knew and I had an option, I would wait it out because that could be like a phenomenal play because like we saw him handle he handled most of the passing game snaps. He played like 70+% of the snaps and everything Zamir White did with Josh Jacobs out. But there's no way to know right now. And unless you have another option you can rely on between the 3 games tomorrow that you could play, then maybe you could wait it out. But it just doesn't matter because you don't have. I don't even know if you have Zamir White. So I'm sitting here talking in the wind. It's not even the question. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to play unless we get definitive word between now you could keep waiting and see if maybe till tonight you're going to have time to figure this out. Because if Josh Jacobs play, I would go Josh Jacobs over Zeke. But I have no idea if he's going to play, especially with him missing practice yesterday. That was the concerning part, even though Pierce has been like super positive about him playing, but he was very positive the week before whenever he ended up getting ruled out too. I don't know why they're trying to rush him out there. I mean, they're not. I mean, I guess technically, I don't think they're out of it yet, but they're pretty much out of it for the most part. I don't know why you're rushing him out there, but I think I would just go Zeke and hope for the best.
Yeah.
And like I said, but you have till tonight because that's obviously the Sunday night game. So hopefully, maybe some word comes out that he's going to be good to go and he's going to play. And if he does, then just switch over to Zeke or switch over to Jacobs. Ashton, Pollard, or Godwin. Or I would also say if Zamir White is sitting out there because maybe somebody dropped him or whatever, then I would pick up Zamir White and then you could wait because then you have both options that you could go with. That would be the other play because I don't love this spot for Zeke at all. And I would rather play Jacob. So if Zamir White is sitting out there, I would pick him up and then I would just wait until tomorrow and figure out which one is going to be in. So Ashton, Pollard, or Godwin. This is going to be Pollard.
Godwin.
Barber King, Wicks, Nico, Ridley, or Downs.
Ridley.
Yeah, Ridley. Buddy Moon. Good looking
Jackie
dog.
Moon.
Here we go. Sit one. Hall, JT, Walker, McBride, half-point PPR, rolling with Kelsey. If you have to sit one here, I'm going to sit. I feel like whatever one you're going to pick is going to be wrong, but because I really like all of these options you have here, would be I think I would sit Kenneth Walker.
I'm going to sit Walker. Good luck to you.
Yeah, Porter, Tucker Craft, or TJ Hawkinson. This is going to be Hawkinson.
Hawk.
Dino, Chandler, or Zeke, full PPR. This is going to be Chandler for me for sure.
Chandler.
Derrick Henry or Achane. This is going to be Achane for me.
Achane.
Scott, Chandler, or Wicks. This is going to be Chandler for me.
Yep.
Ashton, what are the chances the Brown makes the playoffs? I think that's pretty decent. I mean, they're 8-6. They get away, especially if they win today. They're going to be in a pretty good spot.
I think they do.
Crazy, especially with all the quarterback issues they've had this year. But defense has been phenomenal for them.
As long as the Steelers don't make it, whatever it takes.
Oh, man. They got a real decision on their hands next week between Kenny Pickett or Mason Rudolph.
We talking about Iron Cities here, Nomad. Is that Iron City Light? Talking about some cold ICs.
Need one full PPR. Nico Collins, Noah Brown, or Curtis Samuel. Concerned about Texas wide receivers playing all game in a tough matchup without CJ Stroud. So with this, I'm going to go with Nico Collins.
I still lean Nico here. I think Curtis Samuel is, he is what he is. They're going to be, potentially playing from behind. You beat them in the slot against the Jets, but I'm still going to go Nico here. I get the concern, but give me Nico.
Yeah. I can start both Njoku and McBride, but I have Swift on flex. Should I move him out? Yes. Yeah. I would definitely do that.
100%.
808 for the wife. Dak or Purdy? Thanks. Merry Christmas. 808. I'm going Dak here.
I would go Dak as well.
I think he bounces back.
Merry Christmas to you and the wife, 808.
Absolutely. Porter, DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift. This is 100% DJ Moore.
Yep.
Merry Christmas. Wicks with no Reed and Watson. Alec Pierce with no Pittman, or Douglas with no Henry. We are doing the arbitrage of all of the players that are out. I'm going to go with Wicks here. I know that it's tougher matchup, but target should be there. He's actually been pretty good, even with all the other guys playing. So I'm going to go with Wicks here. And my friendling also still in round 1, week 2. Okay. Ice Cold Jones, Collins, Curtis Samuel, or Wicks. It's going to be Nico. This is going to be Javonte for me.
Yep.
Zeke or Aaron Jones at full PPR with the Hemi Butler, Avi.
I'm going to go Aaron Jones here.
I agree, yeah. Jose over on Facebook, Goff or Tua? I'm going to go Jared Goff here.
I'm going to go Tua, but I get it.
Cortland Sutton or Josh Downs?
I'm gonna go Sutton. But this does set up for really nicely for Josh Downs, but he has disappeared for 6 straight weeks. Could this be the bounce back? For sure, but I still lean Sutton here.
Oh boy. This is tough. I'm going to go Josh Downs without Michael Pittman.
I get it. I don't mind it either. I feel a little bit better about Sutton. I think Sutton is the safer pick here.
And then Jose again, Singletary, Swift, Barkley, or Jonathan Taylor, full PPR.
JT and Barkley for me.
Yeah, I'm going to go with JT. Man. Yeah, I'm gonna go JT and Barkley. Sorry. Trying to over on Twitch, Ryan D Matrix. Start 2. Achan, Cooper, Ayuk, Chandler, or Singletary.
Achan and Ayuk for me.
I agree. Joe, non PPR, pick 2. Hubbard, Monty, or Connor.
Hubbard and Monty.
Agreed. Really like Hubbard. Arturo, Lockett, or Ferguson for my flex. I'm gonna go Tyler Lockett.
I'm gonna go Lockett as well. I think Ferguson's safer, but I like the spot for Lockett.
Joe, Cleveland or Denver. I'm gonna go Broncos here.
Gonna go Browns. Both good spots though.
Yeah, they're both top 6 plays this week. So, Rob Collins or Josh Downs. I'm gonna go with Nico Collins.
Nico.
Happy Christmas Eve, Tony. Need a flex. Chris Godwin or Achan. It's gonna be Achan for me.
Achan.
McBride, Ferguson, or Goddard. McBride.
McBride. I do think in a non PPR there is some could make an argument for Ferguson, but it's hard to get away from McBride and the double digit targets he's likely to see.
Yeah. Would you play Laporta over Kelsey? DK, Rice, Evans at this point. Phil Goff could go off since he's in a dome. I'm not playing Laporta over Kelsey, especially with all of the players they have out. And I mean, honestly, Travis Kelsey has 8 the Raiders in his career. So
that would be the only one I would debate it on is Laporta over Kelsey, but I still lean Kelsey.
I think the real argument would be I think you could play him over DK Metcalf.
Over DK, yeah.
Because DK Metcalf is very volatile. We've kind of talked about that. He does have those couple like huge performance games. But for the most part, it's been kind of underwhelming. Where Laporta has been much more consistent and probably put up a little bit higher output than DK has on a consistent basis. And the only thing that would worry is if the Seattle would get up, that they're not going to be pushed anymore. And then really from that point, they're just going to run the ball. And so that would be the only thing that would worry me with DK Metcalf. So if it was against a different team, I think you could have a better argument to be made there. So if you want to go Sam Laporta over DK Metcalf, I definitely think you could do that. I mean, because Sam Laporta has been a baller all year. And so, but I don't want to sit Travis Kelsey. So if you were going to make the move, it would definitely be sitting DK Metcalf for Sam Laporta. Bantam, half point PPR. Zeke or Josh Gibbs? Or Josh Gibbs. Who? Jahmyr Gibbs.
Gibbs.
Yeah. He's probably Joshua Cribbs. Remember him? Remember Joshua Cribbs?
Josh Cribbs, yeah. The best returners in the league.
Yeah, I was back when Josh Gordon was on the Browns and was actually good, still good at football before the 37 suspensions he had. Terry, Chuba, K9, Ridley, Amari Cooper, full PPR, need 2. Oh, man. Terry, I like this.
Terry, I think if you're going for floor, I'm going Chuba and Walker. If you need a little bit more of a ceiling, I'm going to go Chuba and Ridley.
Um,
I'll be back in 1 second.
I'm going to go Calvin Ridley, and I'm going to go Kenneth Walker here. That's tough, though. I really like Chuba, and I like Cooper, too. But I'm going to go Kenneth Walker and Ridley. Evan, Brees, or Pollard?
I'm going to go Brees here.
I'm going to go Pollard, but it's really close. I like both these guys,
Yeah.
but I'm going to go Brees. And then Zeke, Adams, Chuba, K9. It's going to be K9.
If we're just picking one, I'm going to go Adams.
I don't mind it. It's just the Chiefs have been phenomenal, really shutting down number 1 wide receivers all year. Even the last time they played, he only had like 70 yards receiving, but they've just done a really good job stopping number 1 wide receivers. I mean, the list is massive of just the phenomenal wide receivers that they've shut down this year. AJ Brown did absolutely nothing. Stephon Diggs done a lot against a lot of people, but Tyreek Hill had a really bad game against them. Like L'Jarius Sneed has just locked up number 1 wide receivers this year, and so I'm a little bit lower on him. He can still get there. It's still Devontae Adams, but it's just a little bit lower that I really care about him this week. So I'm gonna go Kenneth. I would go Kenneth Walker, but
Murdoch.
Pray for McBride. All right, done. And Roshan Herbert, or roll the dice with Jacobs or his backup. I think I'm gonna go Roshan here.
Roshan.
Simp. We trusted Ridley over Monty, London, or Connor full PPR. Also Browns or Broncos D. Yes. We're all riding. It feels like the whole chat today is riding with Calvin Ridley, and it's either we're just going to have people hate us and tell us to go F ourselves on this wonderful Christmas weekend, or we're all going to be partying and living it up tonight while Calvin Ridley has a monster game. He should have a good game. This is a phenomenal matchup for him. Everything aligns for him to be in a really good spot. They're missing multiple pass catchers as well. There's no reason he shouldn't see 10, 12 targets in this game. And it's a very good matchup. That is one of the best matchups you could ask for. But he has been extremely volatile this year.
Yes. So we're either going to be high-fiving each other, or we're all just going down in a ball of flames.
Yeah. Squish, Cortland Sutton or Nico. I'm going to go Nico here. I just don't love the game environment. I don't love the pace that this game is probably going to have. And this feels like a run fest here in this game tonight. So I'm going to go with Nico.
Squish, are you from Oregon? I spent a weekend in Eugene several years ago. Really like the area. I tried to get my wife to move there before we had a kid, and she wasn't going for it. Also, Simp, we're split on Browns and Broncos. Just
yeah. Grant, hit that like button.
Thanks, Grant.
Yeah, exactly what Grant said. Hope you have a very Merry Christmas, and I hope you win this week so we can all be in the fantasy championships next week. Xenon, McBride, or Swift? This is McBride.
Yep.
Great Scott. Hey, chat. Full PPR. Start Amari Cooper, Brees, Devontae, Ezekiel Elliott, or Singletary. I get your. This is a lot of good, really good options, but I'm going to go with Brees Hall.
Yep. Lots of Ridley and lots of Brees today. What could go wrong?
Yeah. Metcalf or Rashee Rice, half PPR. This is Rashee Rice.
Rice.
The Chiefs defense is open in my first round week to drop the 49ers for the Chiefs D. Yes. Great Scott at tight end, Likely or Waller. This is going to be Isaiah Likely for me.
You're unlikely.
Thank you, Great Scott. Oh.
Go ahead, Kev.
Ferguson or Waller with the super chat. You do not want me to vlog.
On vlog, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to murder that. Ferguson or Waller. This is Ferguson for me. I know you're playing CeeDee Lamb, but the game environment's there. It's the highest total on the slate. Excuse me. It should be a very good spot. And Waller just worries the hell out of me. They are going to have to throw the ball a lot, but I'm going to go Ferguson here. Where are we at?
Appreciate the super chat there on vlog.
Yes, absolutely. Augustin, I need running back 2 flex. I tried every time. I probably ruin it every time too. Chandler, Monty, Javonte, Jordan, Addison, Flowers, Scary Terry, Drake London. RB2 is going to be Chandler for me. And the flex. I hate myself. But I think it's between London and Zay Flowers for me.
I'm going to go Flowers.
Oh boy.
I like this spot for Flowers. In a situation where
I'm going to slightly lean towards Flowers as well. Tua or Mahomes is going to be Mahomes for me.
Yep.
I just picked up Zamir White and read that Jacobs is 90% playing, so no on Zeke. Yeah, roll with that. If Jacobs plays, yes, I want to play Jacobs over Zeke. And then if you just picked up Zamir, now you're in a perfect spot. So if he were to be ruled out, you have the backup that you're going to want. He's going to get all the opportunities. So yes, do not play Zeke. Connor, Ty Chandler, or Nico Collins, full PPR.
Chandler is safer, but has in my opinion, this week has a limited ceiling. So this one to me kind of comes down to whether or not you just need the save points with Chandler, or if you need to take a little bit more of a swing with Nico. I lean Nico, but I think this is kind of like a team dependent situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ty Chandler.
I get it.
And then Baker or Goff.
I'm going Baker.
I'm gonna go Jared Goff. I think they're both really good spots this week. Like them both a lot, but I'm just gonna lean towards Goff just a little bit. Cody over on the FB, Dalton Schultz or Cole Kmet. Threw me off with the comma.
Yeah. It's going to be Kmet for me.
Yeah, Kmet as well. AP, Colts, Bears, Broncos defense. It's going to be Broncos for me.
Bears for me.
300, ETN, Zeke, Hubbard, Ty Chandler. James Cook screwed me over last night. Yeah, he screwed over. He got a lot of people last night. He did not have a great game.
Yeah. I also saw that something like on BetMGM, 90% of the bets were on Cook over 73.5. And then on the last run that he got was a 3-yard loss. So that dropped him down to 70. And I had a prop out there for Cook over on his receiving yards, and he didn't get a single target. So, but here I'm going Hubbard.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go Hubbard on this one as well. I will say, I think if you're just shooting for strict ceiling, I do think it would be or it would be ETN. I mean, I think, but I really like Chuba Hubbard this week. I just think he's in such a good spot. But yeah, I'm gonna go with. I will go Hubbard here. Need two. Nico Singletary Sutton PPR sits Sutton. What can go wrong going with two Texans?
I would. Yeah, I don't want to double down on the Texans.
If you don't, I would go with. I would probably sit Nico. I would like Singletary.
I would sit Nico as well. I do just want to say on the ETN thing, I just looked at the Bucks injury report because I wasn't sure what was going on with their defense. They are getting back Vita Vea and Devin White for this, which is going to obviously help improve their run defense. So just want to throw that out there.
Metcalf, or did we already? I thought we answered this one already. But if we didn't,
we got
Rashee Rice, so we both went with easily. Oh, sorry.
I got
Lewis, PPR, pick 2, Collins, Lockett, or Dobbs. This is going to be Nico Collins and Tyler Lockett.
Yep.
But it works. But it's just the Panthers' pass defense has been really, really good. Jordan Love is really starting to struggle again. I know Jaden Reed's out, Christian Watson's out, so there is a path there for Romeo Dobbs. But I just like the other two spots a lot more.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Lewis. Yeah. Marcos, halfway PPR. Mostert, Gibbs, Taylor, Zeke. Thank you. Happy holidays. I don't know how many you need. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to rank them.
For me, it's going to be JT, Mostert, Gibbs, Zeke.
For me, it's going to be JT, agreed, and then Mostert. Or no, excuse me, then Gibbs, then Mostert, then Zeke. But for reference, I have both. I have all three of those in my top 12. I just have Taylor higher and Gibbs higher. Tony, Zeke, Chandler, Achane, Singletary, pick 2 here.
Chandler and Achane.
Yes, I agree. Sorry. We buy homes near you. 512 standard. Start one flex and one wide receiver. Who scores the most touchdowns and wins me the championship? Rashee Rice, Calvin Ridley.
Rice.
Yes, Rice, and then Pacheco, ETN, Barkley, Walker, Hall. Thanks, fellas. Merry Christmas. And now this is a this is a standard league.
And then I would go Pacheco. I would double down.
Yeah, I think I agree. I would go both Chiefs. Yeah. Porter, good luck there. We buy homes. Porter, Bears or Bucksy?
Bears.
I'm gonna go with the Bucks. Yes, after more Oregon plan to retire in Eugene. Love Oregon. Go Ducks.
This was 10 years ago at this point, but one of my roommates from Penn State was was from Eugene. We went out for a wedding, spent a long weekend there, and I, for like the next 3 months, tried to convince my then girlfriend, but we were already living together at that point, but try to convince her to move from Pennsylvania to Oregon. Hubbard.
Yeah, agree on this one. Sim, Tua, or Flacco. Tua. Yeah, I'm gonna go Tua. Game environment is very good for this one.
Yeah. going to be Kelsey by a smidge here for me, Michael, but it's really close with Laporta.
Yeah, I love Laporta. I would start both if I could. Jets or Bears? This is Jets.
Jets.
Jeff, Saquon or Chandler?
You go Saquon.
I'm gonna go Chandler here.
Really, I don't mind that at all. I could easily go Chandler if that helps, Jeff. They're really close for me in my rankings.
We're gonna be split here. We've had this one multiple times. I'm Broncos. Cody's Browns.
Yep.
Daryl, hey guys, Merry Christmas. At tight end, should I start Njoku or Hawkinson at the flex? Should I start Garrett Wilson or Kenneth Walker? And what defense? Broncos, Browns, or Jets? I'm gonna be Broncos.
I'm gonna be Jets. And then if this is the same league, Daryl, I think I would go Njoku and Hawkinson. I would flex both tight ends. If this is the same league. If not, I would go Njoku over Hawk and then Walker over Wilson.
Agreed. Devontae Adams or James Conner for the flex over on Facebook from Cody. This is going to be Devontae Adams.
Adams.
Matthew, thoughts on Parker Washington? I think he's a decent play this week. He's probably he's more of a flex option for me. Really good matchup. Limited on he's probably the third target behind Calvin Ridley and Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram, somebody else I really like this week as well, but has been utilized in the goal line area as well. So this game does turn out to be a shootout. I mean, Parker Washington could end up being a really solid play. So I don't mind him at all. I think he's definitely in play. And I think he's has one of the better matchups on the entire weekend. Ray, Eagles D versus Giants, Colts D versus Falcons, or Browns D versus the Texans?
I'm still gonna go Eagles here.
Yeah,
I get they're without four starters, but one of those starters they've been without all year with Avonte. Well, not all year, but for a large chunk of the season with Avonte Maddox. I'm not worried about any of the wide receivers for the Giants with Slay being out. And it's not like this secondary has been good to begin with, right? I don't know. I'm not worried about the Giants. I think that the pass rush could get there against Tommy Cutlets.
Yeah, I like the Eagles a lot. That's who actually I'm rolling with. And then Brandon Aubrey versus Dolphins on the road, possible rain. It's windy, worried because they don't do good on the road as much, and the weather like this last week, or play Santos versus the Cardinals.
So I just pulled up. I would go Aubrey. I just pulled up Roto Grinders. I'll drop the link in the chat. This is what we always refer to when it comes to any of the weather, and it is a green light for Dallas and Miami. Winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, not enough to create a noticeable impact on the game. This is always what we refer to when it comes to any of the weather stuff. Merry Christmas Eve to you as well. Ray, good luck to you. Joe, pick one PPR, ETN, Walker, Achan, Chandler. This is going to be Achan for me.
Agreed.
ETN or Chandler. I'm going to go ETN on this one.
I'm going to go Chandler, but I totally get it. We both have, with both having teammates out, who is more likely to have a big day, Wicks or Roshan? I'm going to go Roshan.
Roshan. Gator, did you start Gabe Davis? Curious.
Andrea, happy holidays. Happy holidays to you. Need two running backs, one flex. Mostert, Pacheco, Bijan, Chandler, Smith. This is going to be Mostert, Pacheco, and Bijan for me.
Yeah.
Ryan, I need one running back, one wide receiver, one flex from Derrick Henry, Zeke, James Conner, Ridley, Devonta Smith, and Lockett. So running back, I'm going to go with.
I'm going Henry at running back, and then Ridley and Smitty.
I'm going to go Zeke, Ridley, and Lockett. Tingley, Achan or ETN? This is Achan.
Achan.
Suave, too cold. Sutton or McBride or Flowers? This is going to be McBride for me.
McBride.
Oracle, please help. Bijan, Chandler, or Zeke. This is Bijan for me. I'm up 68 with 4 players left.
Yep.
Tua or Justin Fields from Porter. This is going to be Justin Fields.
Fields for me
TN,
as well.
you are absolutely the GOAT.
Goated.
I hope you have a phenomenal Christmas. And yeah, let's get those DFS lineups. That's what I'm trying to do.
Ooh. TN jumping into the DFS. Nice. I like it.
Yeah, he was in the chat the other night for the Thursday night slate. So yeah, this should be a fun one. Really like Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence. Justin Fields is going to be really chalky, but chalk has hit so much this year. But Justin Fields in a phenomenal spot today. Trevor Lawrence, I really like that, and then Jared Goff, I think, is the other quarterback that I'm going to be writing a lot of today. So
I went with the Fields double stack to try and because I feel like obviously DJ Moore is going to be the chalk to pair with him. Then I went Mooney over Komet.
yeah, but we do appreciate that, T, and you are the
Yeah.
absolute GOAT. Hopefully, you have a phenomenal Christmas. And like I said, let's win some money today. Let's win. Let's take down a tournament or two. That'd be that'd be even better.
Appreciate you, TN.
Absolutely.
You're the man.
Roshan and the flex. Myers or Komet. This is gonna be Roshan for me.
Yep.
Laporta or McBride. I'm gonna be McBride.
McBride by a smidge, but it's really close.
If you can fit both of them in, I'm perfectly okay with playing both. Ferguson or Likely.
I'm gonna go Likely.
I agree.
Nico Barkley, Singletary, half PPR for Mordenheim.
I'm gonna go Singletary.
I'm gonna go Barkley, but it's between Barkley and Singletary for me.
Sonny, Garrett Wilson or Nico Collins, full PPR. I'm gonna go Garrett Wilson.
Wilson. Mullins or Murray? I'm gonna go Murray.
Agreed. One of us will get it right. Legend of Trey, Mike Evans, Amon-Ra, DJ Moore, Josh Jefferson, Rice, running back, or Pacheco, Gibbs. Who do I start? Two wide receivers, one flex, and one running back. Holy hell. Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra, St. Brown. Oh man, and you got Rice. And then I'm gonna go Pacheco at running back.
Golly.
This is
Pacheco running back for me. And then I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go Rashee Rice, but man, if you want to go Mike Evans, I 100% have no problem with that. Or DJ Moore is phenomenal too.
God, I wish there were only 4 of these wide receivers so I could just sit one of them and feel okay with it. But sitting 2 of these wide receivers just feels impossible. Golly, man. I'm gonna go Evans, St. Brown, and DJ Moore. And then Pacheco at running back. Golly, man. Good luck.
Yeah, I would not want to have to make that decision every single week.
No.
Chewy, Cooks or Wicks, half point PPR. I'm gonna go Brandon Cooks.
Cooks.
Thanks again. Have a great day, everyone. Great show. Hope you have a great day too, Andrea.
Thanks, Andrew.
I know I have the same problem. Yeah, I would not want to be you having to make those decisions every week. That's tough. Because legitimately, I have all of your wide receivers as top 10 wide receivers this week.
Yeah.
They're all in really good spots.
Yeah.
I got logged out, so not sure if you guys gave me advice. ETN, Chuba, Zeke, or Ty Chandler. Chuba.
Yeah.
All right. Not good at fantasy. Dobbs or OBJ? I'm going to go OBJ.
OBJ.
That being said, did we get another one? No.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Good luck today. Merry Christmas. Hope everybody has a great Christmas. Appreciate everybody. It's been a really fun year so far, and obviously we're winding it down. But let's hope everybody makes it through, gets to the fantasy championships next week, and has a good week. Zeke, JT, Josh Jacobs, pick 2. I'm going to say the same thing. If you can get Zamir White, I would go pick up Zamir White and have him on standby in the event that Josh Jacobs can't play. Because I like Josh Jacobs more than Zeke, but I can't trust. But if you can't and somebody else has Zamir White, I would just probably go Zeke and Taylor. I know it sounds really likely, that Taylor's got or that Josh Jacobs plays, but unless we get some sort of confirmation that he's expected to play or something like that by this evening, that's the only way I would do it. Just because it's a really tricky spot. But if Samir's sitting out there, you have White. Okay, that's exactly what I would do then, 100%.
Yep.
Itty bitty South City, Hall, JT, Rice need one running back and a flex. Lord, I'm gonna go JT and I'm gonna go Raishi Rice.
Yep.
Thank you. So everybody have a good Christmas. Every time. Low keys, Achane or McBride, flex play, starting Laporta and Gibbs. I'm gonna go McBride.
I would go McBride, and I would also go Achane over Gibbs, but that's just me.
I don't mind that, but I would still probably go Gibbs. And then Brian, JT or
JT.
Chuba, 100% JT. Anyways, everybody a good week. Everybody have a good week. Let's we'll meet back here. We actually are not going to do the waivers tonight like we normally would, obviously with being Christmas Eve and everybody has plans. So I think we're going to do it Tuesday morning, early Tuesday morning. Will be a first during the morning during the week podcast. But we'll have waivers for that. So come in, answer questions, whatever. We'll probably have just a little bit more time than normal, but anyways, hope everybody has a good week. Have a good Christmas. I hope everybody has a good day. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.